What's going on, everybody? This is AJ.
This is Matt.
So this is going to be our second episode here for the podcast. First. Son of a man. First. I forgot. Episode 00. So this is going to be our actual first episode. We're not having a really good start of it.
No. This is already like our third recording of this.
It's terrible. But we decided, screw it. We're just going to kind of run with it and see where it goes.
Yep.
So again, we're still trying to figure out everything of what we want to do, what we want to make the podcast. So we're going to be growing. We're going to be experimenting with a lot of things. This is still going to be unscripted, where we're just going to be kind of talking about points of, games that we've played, news, things like that, kind of like an amalgamation of everything. If you guys have any comments of what you would like to see on future podcasts, leave them down below in the description. Any and all ideas are welcome. So absolutely, just let us know what you would find to be a little bit more entertaining. That's no problem.
Yep.
So, let's start, I guess, with some video gaming news.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about it before. About 2 weeks ago, we found out that Telltale Games took their workforce and pretty much fired everyone, laid them off, until they only had about 25 left. So, and we've heard through the grapevine, and we've kind of heard through other news outlets and whatnot that as of yesterday, was it yesterday or
either yesterday or today?
Yeah, either yesterday or today that those 25 workers are gone too. So there's literally no one left at Telltale Games, which is pretty disappointing considering because they had some really good games. Like their games were awesome. I actually enjoyed a lot of them.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't really played too many Telltale games. I did play the hell out of The Wolf Among Us, and yes. I was incredibly excited that they were going to be coming out with a part 2 to Wolf Among Us. And now with this, we're in there.
Yeah. But it's also the same thing with their Walking Dead series, too. Mm. They just released episode 1, and I'm kind of curious to see if they're actually going to finish it or not. I mean, I don't know what's going to go on with that.
Well, if they fired the remaining 25 people or whatever, who is going to be working on that? Because obviously management can't be doing it.
They might have already had the game finished. They just have to release it because that's what they do. Because they release episodes every couple of weeks. I think the second episode is looking to get released, I want to say on the 17th. But I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Or at least that's when it was scheduled to be released. So, I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty crappy situation for all involved, and it's just a really crappy situation.
Well, but when you work with an employer, when you work underneath somebody, you would assume that they have your best intentions in mind. These poor bastards got laid off left and right. No severance pay, no health insurance. So a lot of them were living paycheck to paycheck. So now their rent gone. So they're going to be evicted. They're going to be out in the streets. There's no safety net or any kind of net to help them back up, which is it's disgusting. And
it's and like you said, it's a pretty crappy situation. I mean, even like what they were brought into the office. They were all working hard on the next episode, and you were saying that. That they pretty much brought everyone in for an emergency meeting and said, all right, all of these people except for these 25 people, you're gone, you're fired. You have a half hour to clean up your office.
Right.
See you later. And nothing. Like, these people been working with the company since the beginning, and what the hell?
It was like a hodgepodge of people. There were people who were there for years. There were people who just started for a week or so.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, by the way, the new job you just had, you're axed. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. It breaks my heart to hear that, with such an esteemed company, well, it was previously an esteemed company, but there were so many behind the scenes things that were going on. Apparently is toxic management, like we were talking about before, mismanagement, obviously, completely just rosy sunglasses were put on. So I think it was a lot of the things that I was reading about is that they wouldn't have any kind of news unless it was positive. So even if there was bad news going on about the company, it wouldn't be shared with everyone. So there was only good news that was coming through.
Yeah, I could see that. That sounds... It just sucks, the situation. It just sucks.
Yeah.
And like I can't reiterate that enough. It's I can't imagine like what's going on through some of those people's heads. Like especially you had a great paying job, you're always working, you're doing these 80-hour weeks and whatnot, and then you go from doing an 80-hour week to the next day you're just like standing like you don't know what to do with yourself. Like that's craziness.
And so unfortunately, just the writing was on the wall for a lot of them. I think a lot of them were also saying that they were, for all the overtime that they were putting in, they weren't getting any of the money back. Less depressing point. Yeah, kind of.
Nintendo Switch Online just finally released.
Yes.
What do you think about it?
I have mixed thoughts about it, to be honest with you. I like it and I don't like it. I like it because I get to continue playing Splatoon 2 online. Hooray!
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. I like the $20. It's
for a year, yeah.
Exactly, $20 for a year when you have Xbox and PlayStation, charging $60 or whatever, for a year. So that's
even the family plan is really cool.
See, I didn't really look too much into it because I'm like, I don't have a family.
Yeah. But for the family plan, if you have multiple accounts on your Switch, it's $35 for the year online, and it covers I think 4 to 5 accounts. I think 4 is the max.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure. Which is still really cool. I mean, 4 accounts completely online and getting all the benefits of, like said, the whatever it is, the online, like the cloud saves, the Nintendo games and whatnot. So it's just cool. It's interesting that they put that out there.
I guess
they
it's
had
more
family share. But I mean,
like
for
the
4
Xbox
accounts,
only have the one profile. So.
Yeah, you can only do one profile, but to have 4 profiles, $60 a year. That's a lot of money.
$60 a year or
60.
Oh, for the okay, we're talking about Xbox. Yeah. Right. No, absolutely.
And even
I didn't even know you could have multiple profiles. So
you could.
Oh, okay.
But each profile has to have their own subscription to Xbox Live.
Oh.
And each one is $60.
That sucks. So yeah, so I like that where you can get 4 underneath just for like what? How much is it again?
$34.99, I think.
Okay. That's not bad. I still don't need to worry about it because I don't have a family, but that's not bad for people who do or who have sisters, brothers, cousins, or
exactly.
Else.
Even if said, I don't know if it's on the same system or it could be on multiple systems. I'm not 100% sure, but that is a really cool factor to have it. And we were just playing a few minutes ago. We were playing Mario Party, and I didn't even realize it actually has an option for voice.
Really?
But the voice, it has a QR code on the screen, and you actually have to take the QR code and scan it on your phone, and it will actually put you into a room with your friends. And that's how you can get into that. Because for people who don't know, the only voice recognition or voice party is through an application on your phone. So it's kind of cool. It's pain, yeah. I mean, for me personally, I think it's a great idea. I think it's an awesome idea. Like, I hope it's more stable. That's really what I'm worried about. Because there have been times where I play a game with somebody and it's really hard to play a game because I'll be dropping connection, this, that, and the other thing, and whatnot. So hopefully with this, it brings a more stable platform, and it will be easier to get in with people. I know sometimes it's a pain in the ass to get in with somebody.
See, that's my whole entire thing though too, because you and I were talking about it earlier. They've had the open free, online for a year and a half, right?
Since
the whole entire time, for a year and a half, they had this whole entire time to plan and try to. Nintendo is no joke. Obviously, they're able to come up with a hybrid system, so they're obviously technologically advanced, but they still don't have communication, and it pisses me off. You have to download an app on your phone, and you have to plug in. I don't want to plug in my earbuds. I have a nice freaking headset that I want to use, that I can't It irritates me.
Well, I think the reasoning why is because they don't have anything on the bottom of their controllers like an Xbox. The Xbox has
like the headset jack.
yeah, the Xbox, it has a headset jack,
Right.
or it has the little thing on the bottom that you can plug a 3.5 millimeter headset into, or a normal headset. But on the Pro controllers, there's nothing. And how do you do it when you're using just a Joy-Con?
See, but my thing also, right, is Bluetooth.
Yeah.
You can get a Bluetooth. You can connect it Bluetooth to a headset.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious to see, because I mean, it makes sense, but for most people who don't know, and I don't know if you knew this, but you can actually plug in an Xbox, a PlayStation, even an Xbox One. You can plug them all into the Switch and it will work.
Wait. Hold on. So what you can
If
take
you plug it USB wise to the Switch, it will actually work.
that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, now I
They had a recent update, like in the beginning of the year. They actually had an update that you can actually do all of that, which is cool.
All right.
And and it's Bluetooth, so yeah, you could definitely use stuff with it. It's kind of like the PlayStation 3 had at one point. You can get a Bluetooth headset,
Right.
so long as the base was connected to the system, or
Right.
something like that.
So all right. So you can plug in other controllers into your Switch, right? But still, would you be able to use the communication?
No, because there's no party or any
Right.
app on the system, which I totally understand. I get it, but I don't know. To me, I like different things, and I like, for me, it wasn't really a big selling point, but the Nintendo thing, I thought the NES thing was pretty cool.
Right, and
Which
it's
is
like the last time that we were talking about.
Yeah, it was. They have a whole bunch of NES games, and those NES games has online functionability. Which is
Functionality?
Fine, functionality. Which is cool. So like you can play people online, which is really cool. You could play like Balloon Fight online or something like that.
Right.
I haven't really played around with it too much because I don't have too many friends on my Switch. But I just really haven't played around with it because I have so many other games that I've been playing recently.
Well, and that's like what we were talking about last time, because I think we were talking about the Super Nintendo Classic and everything. So
Yeah.
Nintendo knows how to sell to nostalgia.
Yeah.
There's always a guaranteed, like, I bought the Super Nintendo Classic when the online capability came out. I bought it, so they already know that you're going to buy it, especially for the nostalgia. You have the NES games. Hopefully, one day they'll come up with SNES games on it too.
I would like them to start putting out because I'm optimistic, but I think they're going to do a for the holidays. It's going to be like one of those surprise ones. I think they're going to do a 64 Classic.
I think that myth has been confirmed. I think I heard that the controller picture and everything else.
Yeah, they have a controller picture, and I think they also have online the Nintendo file for a patent for an N64, which is kind of cool, and I'm down. I'm kind of curious to see if they will put up their really popular games. Like, they have to
make enough this time. Okay.
Or re-release it later. Like they did with the Nintendo Classic.
Right.
That's what they did.
Like, how many months? Almost a year for them to re-release it, though.
Yeah,
like,
but they re-released it at a lower price.
Yeah, well, I thought that was the original price, though, because that was when
it was $80 when it first launched.
Really?
And then they re-released it $10 cheaper.
I bought it for like $80 a few months ago.
No, not the Super Nintendo.
I'm
talking about the original Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
When they re-released it, it was only it was $70, $69.99.
Okay, I thought the price stayed the same.
No,
as soon as I saw that
it went down in price.
I hadn't paid attention. I want to buy that because I hadn't paid attention to it since it was like, okay, well, there's no more, and they're made no longer. Obviously, back then when it first came out.
Then that's when people were scamming them on eBay and selling them for like over $100.
They were doing that with the Super Nintendo one too. Yeah. And I was like, no, because the NES is in the lines of coming out at the time. I was like, it's gonna come back again because it was in the work talks. I was like, I'm just gonna wait and see what they do with the Super Nintendo. And
absolutely.
Long and behold, that's exactly what happened.
And I was able to get one because they got more stock, and I think it was like right after you did your review on it on the website. I ended up picking up mine because I was like, I want to play Star Fox. And for me personally, I'm more of a nostalgia guy. You could see I have my Super Nintendo right there, stuff, and I have my original ones. I don't. But I have all of the original cartridges, but the thing is with certain cartridges, like I wanted to get Metroid, Super Metroid. That game...
Super Metroid's fun.
Yeah, it's a great game. But the actual cartridge of it is $40. Actually, no, I'm sorry, almost $60 right now.
Yeah, depending on what kind of
Depending on what condition the label is and if it plays. And that's just for one game. Now, you think even like... oh my god, Earthbound.
Earthbound is ridiculously
It's
high.
almost a $300 cartridge. And they never even released... Well, I think... No, they did release it at one point. But it's such a rare cartridge. I mean, you're paying almost triple the price for this thing. Like the little Super Nintendo. And it's just... It's craziness. Like, I'd much rather... That's why I ended up buying it. Because I was like... The games that I want to play... Because I grew up with a Super Nintendo. I never really played the original Nintendo. I grew up with that.
Oh man, I played the hell out of the original Nintendo.
Well, but I didn't get the original Nintendo until much later in life, and I appreciate it absolutely. But I remember playing Duck Hunt on it. That was my thing. But my first actual system was a Super Nintendo. So I played Donkey Kong Country, Diddy Kong Country, like Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3, and I used NHL 97. I used to beat the hell out of like that system. By the time I ended up trading it in, yes, I traded it in. Went back, yeah. Well, I bought it again, and I haven't traded in any of my games since. But, it's craziness. Like, it's like, I used to play so many hours on that, and then as soon as the 64 came out, so many hours on that thing.
Right.
So it's just like you said, Nintendo has a way with nostalgia. They'll always be reproducing their games, their older games that made them Nintendo that we know and love today.
Exactly.
But they're always going to keep innovating, which I think is awesome.
And that always irritates me. Why don't they have communication on the Switch? Why?
I think when the new, like, because you were explaining that we saw an article that the new Switch, like they're coming out with like a Switch XL or whatever it is. I bet you that's going to have communication in it.
More than likely. I mean, and if it does, I'm going to be that Yahoo who picks it up still. So
trust me, I was debating buying the Super Smash Brothers Switch because I really want that one.
Oh yeah.
Either that or the Hey You Pikachu, Hey You Eevee, because I'm a pretty big Pokemon fan.
He's a huge Pokemon.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, so with the Switch Online, I like a lot of aspects to it. I don't like a lot of aspects to it. Communication obviously is very big for me because I don't know how you can have a year and a half and still come up with nada. But at least
I think they were doing their research into it because they've never been big with communication.
Right, because they've always been doing their own thing, which is again admirable, but a pain in the butt at the same time.
Yeah. But, I mean, for me, because you got to also realize, on their systems, online functionality has never been the cornerstone of their product.
No, of course not.
You look at the Xbox or the PlayStation, their cornerstone is communication with other people.
Oh, of course, yeah, because you need to make sure that when you're playing Call of Duty, you can make sure you can get a good team going.
Don't get me started with Call of Duty. That's another thing that I want to talk about because I hate that game.
You hate Call of Duty? So switching gears from Nintendo to Call of Duty.
So we're going to talk about Call of Duty because he brought it up.
Yay!
Why are we paying $60 for the base game for completely online game? For 6 maps, 2 zombie maps, and 1 Battle Royale map.
See, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't picked up a Call of Duty game in years. So, there's no campaign, no single campaign or anything else. It's all online based.
All online, and it's $60.
See, that's a pain in the ass. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Like, if I'm gonna buy this game, because the only reason why I'm even thinking about it is because I want to play the BR mode. Because BR modes are the big crazy thing right now. I mean, look at Fortnite. You look at PUBG. They're huge. I mean, Fortnite is kind of dying down a little bit, but if you want to be a YouTuber nowadays, you have to play Fortnite.
Well, to make
No.
it big.
No.
I've played Fortnite all of about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and I was with you. And
I
I'm like, I
don't
can't.
like how you play
Oh.
a game and then you die and then you have to go to the main lobby. That's not fun to me. It's a pain in
Well,
the
I mean,
butt.
if you get really far and get to like the last like 3 alive,
Mm.
I could see like the allure of it because you're like,
Right.
okay, it's me versus 99 other people.
Right.
I have to do it. But for me, I like personally, I like PUBG better because it's a point and shoot like a traditional FPS shooter.
Right.
Okay? I point, I shoot you, I kill you. You want to run behind cover? Fine. I don't like this whole, I could make a whole building in like 30 seconds, especially those pro players on the PC. Dude, these guys are insane. And like, if I got shot by like somebody coming flying through the air or destroying a trap and going, that's not fun. Like I play it like how I would play, like Battlefield or anything like that. Like
Right.
that's why I'm like very interested in the Call of Duty, because it's just the Battle Royale version looks really crazy.
Mm.
Same thing with Battlefield. I'm a huge Battlefield player. I love playing Battlefield. I suck at it, but I enjoy it. Because to me, I love the history of it sometimes because they just 2 years ago they released Battlefield 1, which is World War 1. Nobody's done that before. Everyone does World War 2. The new game that's coming out, Battlefield 5, that's going back to World War 2. But they're also taking that and they're not doing Normandy or your traditional battles.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing like the Norwegian front, the front in Russia. They're doing other things other theaters of war that you might have not known were a part of the war.
So that would be as if it's historically accurate. I think that would absolutely be not only
Yeah,
a
I mean,
good
people
learning
are
experience,
people
but-
are like a little like, especially with Battlefield 5 right now. People are just like,
Well, they're upset because there's women in the front lines, right? Or
yeah,
something?
they're women are more portrayed through it,
Right.
and also that there's more a lot of customization to the game.
Right.
When in reality, all the troops wore the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, first and foremost, it's a video game. If there's no customization, there's no real things to it. I mean, if you're looking for like Battlefield, like the best Battlefield 4, okay, Battlefield 4 was great. It was a modern day thing, but you can also, you're in a desert, but you can put Arctic camo on it. Like if people
Well, that doesn't
weren't,
make sense to you. Wear Arctic
no,
camo
but
in
I
the
mean,
desert?
but people weren't upset about that.
Right.
But you're upset about having like period correct, like different customization options.
Right.
You're upset at that, but you're not upset at having Arctic camo in the desert. Like
Right.
really?
I think a lot of them were upset that there's also women in it.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't mind that. I don't
No,
care.
Neither would I. And
It's
that's the whole entire
to
thing.
me, it's a video game. It's
It's
not. It's set in a period of history,
Mhm.
but it's not an actual representation of that history.
right.
It's
you
not
don't,
an
you
accurate-
don't go and play a video game for your history studies. You don't do it.
Unless you're punching Hitler in the face.
I mean, that's not history
Or
studies.
shoot-
That's just really gratifying.
Or shooting Hitler. Like in Sniper Elite.
No, that's why I like Wolfenstein. Well, you don't go against Hitler, but you go against Nazis, and I like killing Nazis. That's really sick to say. Yeah.
So, what games have you been playing other than Wolfenstein and killing Nazis?
Other than Wolfenstein, I really got to beat the first one so I can move on to the second one. I have the second one sitting on my shelf. But other than that, I downloaded Mega Man on the Switch.
I got that one too.
And I don't know why I downloaded it, because that's $30 down the drain, because I suck at Mega Man. I can't beat any level, but it's fun and it's pretty.
Yeah.
So there's that. I downloaded The Binding of Isaac finally. I've been waiting years for that game.
Yeah.
It's a roguelike, so I absolutely love it. It reminds me a lot of the dungeon crawling in the original Zelda series. for like the Nintendo and Super Nintendo. So I like the dungeon crawling aspect and the roguelike. Not the best at that. I think I beat only one run, but you get better and better progressively.
Yeah, when you unlock better shit.
Exactly. And there's also another game that I downloaded. This is about a month old now. It's The Messenger.
Yes, you were explaining it. It looks interesting.
It does. It's really fun.
Because isn't it very similar to like it's a ninja thing, but it's like very similar to like Ninja Gaiden.
It's similar to Ninja Gaiden. It's difficult. I've died plenty of times, and the interesting thing is that there's no continue. So every time that you die, you just respawn near.
Kind of like Dead Cells and Binding of Isaac and stuff.
Right. So you don't start at the beginning, right? So there's like checkpoints or whatever else. So you start off at a checkpoint. There's no life system, whatever. But there's like the little monster who actually keeps tally of how many times that he's rescued you. So I've died over 230 times. So it's a lot.
230 times?
It's difficult.
I don't think I've ever died that much in a game.
Oh, I'm not even done. I've got more lives to give.
Oh my god. I think I've died that many times probably playing Halo 2.
Yeah. Halo, oh my god, I love Halo 2, especially for the Breaking Benjamin part where you just hear like, that.
Well, no, I wasn't talking about the campaign.
I know,
the campaign, no matter what. I mean, like, I could probably beat like the original game, the Maw. Me and my buddy used to sit there and we would play the game on Legendary and not take a hit of damage.
See, that's impressive.
But we were so good at it, like we would run through it and we just try and beat it as fast as we could. But it's so funny because you couldn't beat it that fast. The only part of the game that you couldn't control was really the Warthog scene because the Warthog only goes so fast.
That's true.
So
those are games I downloaded. What have you been playing?
So I've been playing Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I've been playing Forza Horizon 4. Big into cars, so I love that game. That game is fun. Just got Assassin's Creed. Got the new Mario Party. And I got Mega Man also.
Have you played Mega Man?
I don't want to talk about it. I've played about 5 minutes of that game. I'm actually really excited because I want to play Tricky Towers. That game looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're talking about that.
Yeah, because to me it looks like Tetris, but instead the whole goal is like once the piece comes down, it rests. So you have to worry about if you knock over a piece or something like that. And it's a multiplayer game. So, and I mean, I think it's like $14, less than that maybe.
That's not too bad. I know I had something
It's on
my
the
Xbox.
It's on the Switch and every other system, but it looks to me it looks a lot of fun because I'm big into puzzle games. I love puzzle games. All the other games I've been playing, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, definitely one of the best looking games right now on the Xbox, I think. On PlayStation, it's got to compete with the PlayStation exclusives of Spider-Man and God of War. I think those two games are probably some of the best looking games. I personally, I love Spider-Man, but I still think I got to give the edge graphically to God of War because of the game looks amazing and it's all in one shot.
Right.
Which I think is just an awesome touch. Like I think I compared it's really funny. Like I never thought I've never been a really big into graphics guy, but after playing that game, I'm like, this is the game I compare everything to now. Like that's how good the game is.
It's another vibe. As long as there's good gameplay, good storyline, I'm enthralled.
Yeah, but it's funny. Like now that we've been doing a lot of more videos and stuff like that,
now you're actually dissecting.
I'm like I gotta dissect even the graphic wise. Like I was explaining in my latest first reaction video, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It's a great game. Like the character models are gorgeous. The flora and fauna are just amazing, like the plants. It looks so good, and what pisses me off is when you see a waterfall or rapids, it looks like a 3-year-old drew it. I'm like,
that's a pretty impressive 3-year-old though.
No, but it looks crappy. It doesn't look like a real rapids. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look like the water's cresting. But then when you get down to, like, when you have Lara jump off a cliff and into water, that water looks like water. And on the surface, it looks amazing. But I'm like, what happened in these long, expansive cinematic shots?
Which is weird. You would think that in the cinematic shots it would be different.
It looks like a tsunami came in one point. And I'm like, my son can draw that better. I'm like, it looked crappy. Like, it looked like I have no computer experience. I could have done better in Paint.
See, and that's why I love the Uncharted series, though, because the Uncharted series I've played 1 through 4. I haven't played the new one yet, but the water's beautiful, the sunsets are beautiful, the landscapes are absolutely fantastic.
4 was the best. Well,
4, everybody was saying graphically wise, and the storyline was pretty good.
My favorite still has to be 2.
I would say 3 for me.
3 for me was a letdown.
Really?
I hated 3.
Why?
Because the boss at the end, I was just like, all this big build up, and it was that guy. And I'm like, or like, no, and you don't even fight them. You literally watch them fall off the cliff at the end, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, what? I don't get to beat anyone? Like, at least in 2, you got, when you get to the city, I forget what the name of the city was.
Oh, yeah, it was like that.
But anyway, you get to the city, you have to face off against the leader of whatever army that was trying to get to it. But I mean, like, the opening scene, you're in a freaking train that's hanging off the edge.
That was dope. I love that. And you're freaking trying to, you're scaling
but the
whole
train, the
down.
Yetis coming out of nowhere, and I was like, oh my god, this game is amazing. I still consider, like, I played 4, I haven't beaten 4 all the way yet, so I really can't base 4, but graphic-wise and everything, gameplay-wise, it's a great game. I think for me, personally, it goes 2, 4, 1, 3. Out of the 4 main games with Nathan Drake in it.
I would probably say 4 is definitely up there. I would say 3, 4, 2, 1 for me. Because the first one is really good because it set up everything. It was literally, and I actually have a review on that on the YouTube channel for All for Gamers too. It's like it feels like a first game, and a lot of people say the same thing.
Yeah.
So
sometimes first games are amazing though.
Oh, no, without a doubt. I mean, you don't get any other subsequent games unless you have the first game. But it sets up everything. You know, the visuals. It sets up the story. You know, the characters. Everything.
Well, and also that game was one of the first games that came out on the PS3.
Yep.
It was one of the first games, because I remember that was the first game I bought on the PS3.
Yep.
I got PS3 for Christmas, and that was one of the first games I got.
See, I was really upset I never got to own a PS3, so that's why I was excited to get my PS4. The first thing I bought was the Uncharted bundle, and then the 4th game as soon as it came out.
Yeah.
Loved it. But, yeah, the graphic capabilities for that are actually
But I mean, it's
impressive.
also, like, I just did a review on Assassin's Creed, too. That game is amazing. I haven't played some of the Assassin's Creed games since, I want to say 4, which was Black Flag, which I think was, at the time, was probably the best looking game on the Xbox.
Yeah, I think that they overhauled.
Because that was also one of the first games that was on the Xbox One that really looked gorgeous, because it was all about the Caribbean, so you got to see the waves. I think the waves were better in that game than they were in Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
But you really don't. But
what's really funny though is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, like Tomb Raider and then Rise of Tomb Raider, the water looked better in those games compared to the first one, the third one. I was like, how does that work? It's the same. I don't know. I just. Like, it was one of those things that just really irked me, and I'm like... But it's, like, also, like, even right now, like, I can compare... So, those 3 games, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Forza, and Assassin's Creed, those 3 games are very sound graphically. I mean, I think Forza Horizon is probably, if not compared to, like, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I think it's one of the best... graphic-wise of games. Like,
a lot of the car games usually push out the freaking graphic capabilities,
which is
like,
good.
Nuts.
But, like, I mean, this game is particularly nice is because it has all 4 seasons. So it's summer, spring, autumn, and winter.
Oh, okay, yeah. I did actually watch a few videos.
The
of
winter and the autumn are really nice. Autumn is always raining, and you can see the beads of rain on the car. You go into the cockpit and you actually watch the windshield wipers
That's pretty
go
cool.
off, and it's so cool. It's just like graphic wise, like if you're not a car guy, but you want to see something that's really great for like graphic wise, I would definitely suggest looking into that game because it's actually also on Game Pass.
Ding! Ooh, Game Pass, yes.
So you could play that game.
Yeah.
We can get you in.
Game Pass.
You can get yourself into some racing games because that's my cup of tea. I love racing games.
I do. I like racing games. I just haven't played them in a while, and I'm also terrible at them. But
hey,
I do like playing.
So am I. But you know what I used to do? My favorite mode in those games, especially Forza series, is tag.
Tag. That sounds like fun.
Oh boy.
Oh, are we going to be playing that?
I used to have a couple of buddies that I would play with all the time when we were playing. I think it was 6. One of my buddies was very good at tuning the cars. So tuning the car for to make the car handle like crazy. So he would go into it and make sure everything was really working right. So all throughout the gears, it would feel like a normal car.
Mm-hmm.
My other buddy that I played with all the time, these are the guys that I would play tag with. He was very good at painting the cars. So you can put whatever you want on these cars. It's insane. The amount of detail you can get on some of these cars is insane. So I used to ride around in a Sentra, which was my wife's car back then, and I made it really funny because I wanted it all-wheel drive, a lot of horsepower, but it had to be a specific class. So I was like, I told my buddy, I was like, listen, I want this car. This is my car that I want to main and tag. Please paint it. So he painted it, and he painted it to look like his shoe. But why it was even funnier, because when we would play tag, I would be that guy, or if we were playing any game, like, I would go there and I would specifically make myself it so I can run into people. And I would be that guy just punting people across the map.
So this way you can say that you actually gave him the boot.
Yep.
Nice.
And that's why it was funny when he made me the car look like a shoe. It was just hysterical because I would when I would pull out that car, because there was a couple of people that would always see us, because the tag community was a very small community.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only like 400 or 500 people playing at the same time. But we would always get queued in with the same couple of people. Man, there were a lot of times that I would do my normal antics, and I get kicked immediately. Because they were like, no, we don't want you in here anymore. You're being an asshole.
Stop saying that you're going to shove a boot up our asses. You're a jerk.
So, alright. So, speaking of Forza, now the game came out, and you were able to actually play it early if you got the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, okay.
So, the new thing that people are doing, or companies are doing, are paying. You want to get a specific edition that has more DLC or more like incentives, but you can also play the game 3 days early.
Right.
Now, me personally, it's not something that's going to draw me to the game. It's just, if, like for me, Forza, I was able to play it 4 days early because I like Forza. I have all of the Forzas. I have 1 through 7, and I have all of the Horizons. So it's a total of 11 games in the franchise, spanning from the original Xbox all the way up to Xbox One. So I have all of them. I don't care. I won't get a game just so I can play the game early.
Right.
But a lot of people do that because then they can get an advantage. So how do you feel about that? Like, I personally, I don't care.
I wouldn't care either way. If somebody's really big into a series, and they want to get it earlier, fine. But that's not going to be everybody. So you're going to be playing like a select amount of people. At least this is how it's working out in my mind. I don't know exactly how many people would be getting it. So you pick it up early, that's fine. You get to play it early. For the online, it's probably going to suck until a lot more people buy it because they're going to be buying the traditional ones.
I personally, with certain games, like especially Forza, I don't play it online.
Right.
I don't, because my buddies, they don't really play it that much anymore.
Right.
But I play the game because I like playing the game. I like just driving around a car, making the car look crazy.
So
that's just my personal opinion. I don't care if I got it early or not.
So I mean, so you pay extra money, right? So and I keep on seeing a lot of the games keep on going up and up and up and up and up and up. So you buy like $120 and you can get
it's like,
your butt kissed and whatever else. Yeah. But so on that, so you get to buy it early. You get you saying you get all the DLC? Do you get future DLC?
You get. So with Forza, because this is the Ultimate Edition, so this is the $100 one. I ended up getting it from Amazon for $20 cheaper. But it comes with early access, so obviously you get to play the game early.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it shipped to me early. So it's originally was supposed to come out on the 2nd, I think, and I got it on the 28th. It comes with the car pass, so any car DLC that comes out, I get it for free. VIP membership, so I get extra experience points because I'm a VIP.
Mm.
So I get extra experience points. I have a little icon besides my name.
Mm.
I get a bonus car pack, which is the best of Bond. So it's all the Bond cars over the years, which is cool. And then it also has 2 game expansions. So like one of the two expansions in the previous Horizon, which was 3, was the Blizzard expansion, which made the whole map snowy, and then it also had a Hot Wheels expansion.
Okay.
So it had all throughout the whole map. There were Hot Wheel tracks.
See, that's pretty cool. I like all those additions, but I'm also a sucker for getting rewarded for playing. Right? You unlock this. You drive 100 miles. You unlock a new set. Like
this game you'll like because it has every time you level up or you race, you spin the wheel.
Right.
So the spin the wheel has a whole bunch of options. You can either win a car, you can win more credits, you can win custom horns, you can win custom things. Oh, and by the way, in this game, and this is probably going to be the selling point for him because he's a big Halo fan, the Warthog's in it.
All right, I'm going to buy it.
You don't need to buy it. It's on Game Pass. You can download it for free.
Yes.
So you're playing with me later.
I'm going to be the Warthog. Yes.
And they actually have, they call them showcases.
Okay.
So you get to use this specific car. So like one of the showcase races is it's you in a Toyota Baja truck, so a trophy truck. So it's got like 40 inches of travel in the suspension and whatnot, but you're up against a huge hovercraft.
Really?
And you're going through and you have to follow this specific thing, and the hovercraft comes over into your thing. You're jumping over the hovercraft. So it leads to a lot of cool cinematic moments. And they actually have a showcase for the Warthog, and it's like, I guess it's a movie set.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going through the British countryside with the Warthog, but you have Covenant dropships flying over you. You have UNSC Warthogs driving alongside. It's literally 2 minutes long.
Why didn't I know about this?
It's 2 minutes long, but it looked so cool, and I was like, I just want to keep replaying it, and because I like the games. One of my crowning achievements, especially in the Forza series, was in Forza 6. Out of like I think it was like 400,000 people, or maybe 100,000 people. Me and my buddy, we ended up getting a top 25 time in one of the games. So we sat there and we worked on it for hours trying to get our times down on one track.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up getting to a point where we were just smoking around this track. And it was like, I think it was a specific car class on Daytona, I think it was. So it's a circle track, so it's really easy to go around.
Another left turn.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was really cool because we were using A-class cars, so they could only have a certain amount of power. So when you're going around, you have to also hold like the perfect optimal line. If you don't hold that line, you go right into the wall and you lose your time.
That sucks.
So we ended up, I forget, I think it was like we were just under a minute for an A-class car, which was only like 600 horsepower, but it was crazy. I bet you if I probably put on Forza 6 now, I could see where I go. But I would be interesting to see how high I was like back then to now.
Oh, well, yeah, you were playing it a lot more then.
Well, yeah, but even now, I want to see, like, I would love to go into it and see how far, like, if my time is still up there, or it's gone down, because that's two or 3 games ago.
Oh, wow.
4 games ago. So I'm kind of curious now. Actually, I'll probably do that later.
Keep us apprised.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really all I have. Anything else you want to talk about?
So, I mean, we had a lot of other things going on. So, of course, Halloween, it's October now,
Yes.
so we want to celebrate all things that are a little spooky, creepy, scary, or something. So, have you been playing any kind of scary games, or any scary games, creepy games on your radar?
I don't really play a lot of horror games, to be honest with you. I mean, I think the last one that I actually enjoyed, like that I would play again, was probably Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
But I'm not a big fan of horror games, because, like, most of the time when I'm playing games like 12 o'clock at night. I don't want to play a horror game, because
That's the perfect time to play a horror game.
Yeah, well, you might like getting scared out of your pants. I'm not a big fan.
I don't wear pants when I play games.
Yeah, okay. But I'm not a big... I've never been a big fan of horror games. I mean, Dead Space was cool.
I like Dead Space.
Yeah, I've played all of those. But I'm not a big fan of horror games. Like, I mean, we've played, like, recently Friday the 13th.
We haven't even played that recently. That was last year.
Okay,
Speaking
maybe
of which,
last year.
we need to play that, though, because they've...
But I think... but I mean, like, that game I'm cool with. That game looks fun.
Well,
but I
you
don't...
have to have a lot of people with it, though.
Yeah, but I'm not a big horror game fan. Like, I'd much rather watch a movie, but even then, like, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they can watch horror movies, like Walking Dead, Conjuring, all that stuff. I'm like, no thank you, I'm good. I'm like, my son is afraid of I have little ghosts, like, those little things that put a light up ghost on your wall.
Mm-hmm.
I have one of those, my son is afraid of it.
Okay, we gotta fix that.
But what's funny is he's afraid of that, but he's not afraid of Nightmare Before Christmas, which I think is weird. But Nightmare Before Christmas is like my all-time favorite movie, like all-time favorite movie.
It's a lot of people's all-time favorite movie.
Yeah, I got like Jack, and I got them all over the place. I'm pretty I got them everywhere. I got Oogie Boogie. I got stuff all back there too.
Ooger booger.
Me and Jen just made me and my wife. We just made she made an Oogie Boogie that sits in my window.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't really play that many. I mean, I know you play a lot more than I do. So.
I took a picture for the Instagram. I play. It's just like anything else, though. I have video game ADD, and I think there should be some kind of therapy out there. I start a video game, I play about an hour of it, and then I get really enthralled, and then something else shiny and pretty comes out, and I'm like, oh, I want to play that.
Yeah, I don't do that.
So yeah, I started.
I try to play the game to completion, but he's a slave driver, and he wants me to get content out all the time. So I can't beat games, and it pisses me off.
You shut your mouth!
Yeah, video now!
Such a jerk!
But, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, have you ever dressed up as any video game characters for, like, Halloween or anything like that?
Well, you already know the answer to this one. So, a few years ago, I did not dress up as... And it's probably really contradictory because I'm really not the best video game player ever. I just love to play video games. I dressed up as... the video game god.
He glued retro games to a shirt.
And I had a long gray wig with a beard and stuff. It looked terrible, but it was funny as hell.
It was really funny, but I felt really bad for the games because he glued them to a shirt.
I had a staff that I super glued a Super Nintendo controller at the top, and I wrapped a cord around it, and that was my Super Nintendo staff.
It hurts my heart.
It was great.
It hurts my heart. have I ever done it? A video game character?
I don't know. Have you?
Nah, I probably have. I just can't remember. I definitely know.
How you haven't dressed up as Link from Zelda is beyond me yet.
I do have a hat though. I do.
It's like
my
half-ass cosplay.
No, my wife knitted me a Link hat that goes all the way down past almost to my knees, which is awesome. It's really long. I've always wanted one of those. Like,
So
have
you'd
you
be
ever
like headbanging Link.
No, but have you ever seen one of those really, really long hats, like Santa hats?
Mm-hmm.
Link has a long hat, but I was like, I really want a long, long one. So she's
Why?
like, just because I wanted one. As you can tell, I also have like legend. I have my sword up there, which is the real, like a real metal sword, not with an edge. But I got that from Comic-Con a couple of years ago. I mean, I don't think I've ever really dressed up. My son and my daughter have.
Well, you kept on dressing them up.
Yeah, my son, for his first time, was like his first Halloween, he was Pikachu. And then every month we took a picture of him. He had a Link hat on with a little Link belt, which was kind of cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we've done that. I can't think. I don't think my. Oh, and my wife, when she was pregnant with our son, dressed up as Charmander.
I remember that.
But it was awesome because she had the little belly. So Charmander has a little belly, and I thought it was really funny. It was great.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I mean, for Halloween, I don't know. What do you do? Like,
Oh, I really don't have anything. We're actually going to be going to my cousin's house this year, and it's going to be incredibly geeky. So we do themes every year. So it's not a video game theme, but it's Star Wars theme. So everybody's going to be dressing up as Star Wars themed. I'm thinking about, I don't know.
just reuse your other costume.
I know, that's what I was thinking, but I was told that I couldn't do that. And I was like, oh, fine.
But you wasted all that money.
I know! So I'm actually probably going to have my...
He was Obi-Wan Kenobi with a real the really expensive lightsabers for his sister's wedding, which was cool.
It was awesome. So much fun.
Yeah. But, I mean, for me, I usually stand out in front of my house and I scare the hell out of little kids, and it's a lot of fun.
That's
I've
right,
been doing that for years. Because when my grandfather, he would always make my house look like a graveyard. And when I moved into my house, we kind of stayed away from it. But then last year, I went all out, and I was like, I scared the hell out of people, and they did not know what to do, and it was great. But anytime like a little kid like my son's age or a little bit older than that, I tend not to scare them because they're kind of very young and impressionable.
They're gonna have nightmares for the rest of their lives.
So, but I like during the morning, I really don't like afternoon. But as soon as it starts getting a little dark out, that's when I really stay out there and I scare the hell out of people. Because I also have this year I have a light up mask with a Kylo Ren whole outfit, so it's just black.
Nice.
But I hide behind the bush because I have a bush in front of my house. Mm-hmm. I hide behind the bush and I wait for people to walk up and I just jump out and I scare them because they don't know what to do. They don't know which way to run, and I think that is by far the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's
one of them running
oh man, me and one of my other friends, we used to hang out in the front of my grandmother's house, and my grandfather would have all these different characters and whatnot.
You did that one year.
Yeah. But I would hang out, and I had one of my neighbors. She's like, if you ever, Matt, I know you're here. If you scare me, I'm not being friends with you. I'm going home. Now, I felt bad because where I was sitting underneath the doorbell. So when people went to go ring the doorbell, I grabbed them, and they would all freak out. So she was about to ring the doorbell, but I'm sitting here trying so hard not to move and laugh. But she's right in front of me, and I'm sitting on a hail bay. But I have a fence here, so if she would have fell over, I would have felt really bad because she would have really hurt herself or possibly break the fence. So what I did is I jump up and I grab her waist to make sure she wasn't going to go over. And she was so mad at me. She didn't talk to me for probably a good month and a half.
That's always a good way to try to get anybody who you don't want to talk to not talking to you. So that sounds like a plus.
Yeah, but yeah. So but to stay on topic with video games, I mean, anything that you're really looking forward to? I mean, I know we did a 5 games that you're really looking forward to.
Right, to the last time. I would say, I mean, there's really nothing at the moment that I'm really chomping at the bit for. I would still say the same thing. I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts. I really, really cannot wait for the new Halo game.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry is also, so that would be my same top 3.
Yeah.
I need to take a look.
Like, for me, there was a game that just recently got announced that has a street date now, is Tetris Effect. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. You and I were talking about that.
It's by the same creator of Luminous.
Mm-hmm.
He's been wanting to do a Tetris game for a long, long time to add music to it, and which is really cool is because they're going to have a VR headset, so it's only on PlayStation 4, and you can actually use the VR headset. And it looks just so much fun. Like, I'm a big Tetris fan. I like certain Tetrises. I'm like, whatever. It's not the normal real deal Tetris because I'm used to playing the original one on the Nintendo. Like
I never even really played the original one. I played it on the Game Boy. I played it on my phone. I played it on.
I played it. What it got me. I always loved the game. I always loved Tetris. I had it for my Game Boy, and that's where my first passion came from it. Then, when I met my wife, she had a Nintendo, and I got Tetris on it, and I was like, my goal, it was like one of the first years that we were together, my goal was to clear that 100 lines.
Right.
It took me 2.5 weeks to finally do it. All in one shot. Get 200 lines, starting from 0, all the way up to whatever level it is. And it goes up to level 9, but apparently you can actually get up to level 19. And once the game gets up to, I think what they say is, because I've been doing a lot of research because I was curious to see what some of the world records are. A guy has got the score of 300,000 in under 2 minutes, and he accidentally did that record when he was trying to clear 100 lines within like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He accidentally did 300,000 points.
He
accidentally did it. But like, it's just crazy, like, to do it, and apparently you can go up to level, I think 27 is the highest level you can do in that game, because after 27 it becomes statistically inhumanly possible to play the game. Because that's how fast it goes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. It really, really is insane. But I'm definitely looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to that game by the creators of Rick and Morty. Trover.
Oh, right. Josh Roiland. I think came out with it. It's
Trover saves the universe or something like that.
Well, that's another VR game, though, right?
No, it has VR capabilities, but you can play it just regular.
What systems are coming out for?
PS4.
Really?
Oh yeah, I was like, I saw it and I was like,
Which is weird because so the guy has 2 different colored eyes, and it's like 2 eyes in his eyes or something, right?
So
flipping weird.
But apparently, like the overlord takes these guys. He has 2 puppies, and they're based off of Josh Brolin's actual dogs.
Okay.
And he puts them in his eyes, and those give him like enormous, crazy power. It looks really stupid, but really freaking hilarious.
Just like, about anything by Josh Brolin.
I binge watched Rick and Morty after he told me about it, and I was like, I binge watched it, and I was like, yeah, that's my new favorite show. Like, it's insane. But yeah, I mean that game, those 2 games are all like Trover's Universe doesn't have. Oh, that's what it's called, Trover's Universe. That one, it doesn't have a release date yet.
Justin Roiland. I called him Josh.
Yeah, Justin Roiland. Sorry.
Oops.
But those 2 that doesn't have a release date, but the game looks a lot of fun. Like,
Okay.
it looks really cool.
I saw the trailer for it.
I think you sent
yeah,
it to you on
yeah.
YouTube.
It looks a lot of fun. I thought it was only VR only, so I'm actually really happy
No.
that it's going to be coming out as a PlayStation 4. So I thought it was PlayStation 4 VR. So
No.
I'm definitely going to pick that up.
Yeah, we were also talking about before we realized the video didn't work, but we were also talking about VR.
True.
Would you even consider it, or now that you know that there are different things that you can do with it, or like, because I'm actually considering it just for videos, because not that I feel like I would definitely get a little sick playing it,
Right.
but I definitely want to try it, because there are a couple of games that I want to play. Like, I want to play Beat Saber. We were talking about that, which is kind of like Guitar Hero, but you're using lightsabers to hit the blocks. So you have to hit them in a specific pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to hit them like this way, and then inside this way, up and down.
Right.
It looks really like a lot of fun.
So that seems interesting because it sounds anybody who loves science fiction and Star Wars or whatever wants to be a Jedi with the swords and everything. So
Yeah.
that would be interesting to me just for that aspect. I would want to get VR, but my computer sucks. So I really can't
like
get
I said,
the
I
Oculus
can
Rift
get it, and we can play it here, and we can do streams.
I
Whatever.
have no problem with that. If you pick it up, I'll toss in whatever amount for.
Well, but even like for you, a good option might be the PlayStation VR.
I was seriously looking into that. It's just for the amount of money, I don't know.
I think
I don't have the space.
I think it's $300.
That's not bad.
I mean, you think about the Oculus Rift. The Oculus Rift is $400, and it comes with everything. But the only reason why it needs those sensors, I think, is to tell where you are.
Yeah.
But like the PlayStation VR doesn't need that. It needs just a central camera, like the camera that we have up here. It has a central camera, and I think that's how it measures the depth. Like, that's why I'm kind of curious, because I'm interested, because I could have swore I heard that Xbox was trying to do something with VR, but they weren't using their own VR stuff. I think they wanted to try with the Oculus Rift. Because I know they tried with Super Hot. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I know they were talking about partnering up with Oculus Rift, but I don't know if they actually did.
That'd be interesting. I definitely want to see
Because
that.
I think that's what it is. I mean, most people don't have them. Like you were saying, your computer sucks. But most people don't have a $2,000-$3,000 computer to run these things.
Exactly.
But
it's a cool. I can get on the internet.
Yeah, it's a cool option. Like, I think, yeah. But I mean, if you could put it onto, like, say the Xbox or something like that, it's definitely an awesome way to do it. I think that's a really cool idea. Like, I honestly, me too. I was tossed up because Oculus or PlayStation. Like,
Right.
I don't know which one I want to do.
You save $100. You don't need to hook it up to a computer. You already have the unit for the PlayStation. You just need to start running around with those little glowy things.
Yeah,
pretending you're a wizard.
but the thing is with the PlayStation one, it doesn't include certain things. It doesn't include the camera, and it doesn't include the little things on the side.
See, I didn't know that because I haven't really been looking into it.
Yeah,
That
I was
sucks.
doing some research. Like I said, I think it doesn't include the sticks. I think it does, but I don't know. I still think those sticks are like kind of a ripoff of the Wiimotes.
Well, without a doubt, they are. I mean, that's the only time the PlayStation came out. When they came out with that is when the Wii came out.
Yeah.
So then that's when they were coming out with that. Then the Xbox came out with the Kinect. And
Well, the Kinect came out, I think, a little bit after that, but the Kinect was different because you can use your own hands.
Right.
And it will actually measure you.
See, it was such
As
a
a
cool
controller.
concept, but I don't know. I think they just kind of, screwed the pooch on that. Because it was like rising up in popularity, and then
Well, I mean, I have a Kinect, and I still use it.
I haven't used mine in years. And,
I use it because I use it for because my kids I use it to control the TV because my kids like to hide the controllers on me, so I can't find them.
play Trick on Daddy.
Yeah, but what I like about it is I could say, hey, Cortana, and it will turn on the Xbox, or hey, Cortana, I want to do this. Hey, Cortana, I want to do that. It will actually put it to where I want it. So, like, hey, Cortana, I want to watch TV. It will go to the TV application and actually go through it without me having to turn on my Xbox remote. I could just leave the Xbox on, and I could just do it that way.
So that's pretty cool. I mean, I think I accidentally did that when I had my headset on. I think I was talking about Halo, and I said Cortana, and then all of a sudden it blinked and then took me to a completely different page. It's like, my Xbox is fucking possessed. This is ridiculous.
But I mean, it's definitely fun. I enjoy it. I like it. I don't use it for any games. I know you can use it in like Madden and stuff. I know when it first came out, you could use it for Madden, like audible this, and it'll audible to the play.
There was a lot of things that was trying to they used.
Well, yeah, they had like
Mass Effect 3, which I didn't even understand how you were going to try to use that.
Yeah, it was so weird. But I mean, it was cool. I think it was a great idea, but it kind of fell flat because it was a Microsoft product.
I think also when Xbox One first came out, then when they were mandated, then that's kind of gives you a really sour note. Really.
Whatever. I don't mind that. I don't care. I still bought one.
But to wrap anything up, do you have any kind of final thoughts you want to talk about?
No, I mean, definitely. I hope you guys really enjoy any of with this whole podcast. I know we kind of went off on tangents, but we're still learning. Like we said before, this is our second episode, but our first in the series that we're going to try. You probably have noticed that Eric's not here. He had work. We were just like, hey, we're here. Let's just do it. So hopefully next time we have a podcast, we'll have Eric here. We'll have a good conversation with everyone. But definitely, I mean, I want you guys, if you guys can, just leave some comments down below. Let us know if you guys like what you're seeing. If you don't like what you're seeing, give us some pointers. Just let us know. Let us know, and you can let us know also on all4gamers.com. Just let us know what you want to see, if you guys want to see us. And also, we're thinking about doing having guests. So
we'll work that in there.
We'll work that in. Maybe not for the next couple episodes, but we'll try and get one maybe in the next, say 3 or 4 episodes. We'll try and get somebody on.
Yeah, without a doubt. We're gonna be talking to our friends at Share Player One. Definitely take a look at Share Player One's YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe to Share Player One. Their Twitch channel as well. Take a look at Devoted Saint. That's Matt's channel for YouTube, Twitch.
Don't forget about Leslie.
Of course I'm gonna forget about Leslie.
At Sector 7 Item Shop. She has some awesome stuff. I've personally bought stuff from her.
I want to buy that Triforce.
But I personally got stuff from her. I got little perler bead stuff and coasters that she bought that she made for me, and they came out amazing. I'll probably get them next podcast, and I'll show you guys. But just give those guys a check out, because those are also the people that we're going to be doing a charity stream with for Super Smash Brothers. Hopefully in the next couple of months.
Also, the last thing we got to talk about, we already put out the video by the time that this podcast comes out.
Oh, yes.
Our boy Josh Guskin.
Yes.
So we can't praise his work enough. If you go ahead and watch that video, we absolutely advise you to do so. The guy makes fantastic cabinets for arcade cabinets. His main shtick right now is 80s cabinets. He's working his way into doing 90s, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, things like that. His quality of work is absolutely fantastic. Take a look at www.guscade.com.
And if you want to check out his eBay store, you go into the search bar and you search Guscade. It is Guscade. Guscade.
Exactly. So until the next time, though, guys, pleasure. Hopefully you guys leave a like, comment. Let us know what you think. Let us give us some ideas what you want to watch. And till next podcast, guys. Take care.
See you later.